There's a growing effort among Muslims to counter the extremism of ISIS and other groups. Today, members of a mosque in Monroe met with Congresswoman Susan DelBene as part of a campaign called True Islam. They talked about reaching young Muslims through social media, including an online pledge to reject all forms of terrorism and religious violence.
If all of the mosques in the United States were to sign on to the True Islam message, the 11 points, every single Muslim youth would get the message that this is true Islam, and whatever ISIS is doing on the internet or social media or whatever is false.
Today's discussion also focused on efforts to counter mistrust of Muslims. Well, new at 10 now, almost 200 workers, most of them Somali immigrants, have been fired from a Colorado meatpacking plant after walking off the job over a workplace prayer dispute. Nick McGill from our sister station in Denver has a story of one of those men and what the company is saying about the firings tonight.
Inside this Fort Morgan shop,
I've been making claims for unemployment for people.
Kader Dukali says he's fighting for his community.
I can't really remember at the top of my head how many people were there, but they just keep coming.
Most of them are from Somalia, and many are now former employees of the Cargill meatpacking plant, like Ali Mahamoud.
99% of this population does not speak any English.
Kadir wasn't one of the Cargill workers, but his services are especially important now.
There are no new jobs in this town, only the meat packing.
I'm starting the Cargill 13. 2009.
Ali says earlier this month, he and nearly 200 workers were fired from their jobs after walking off when management changed a policy allowing them to pray.
Prayer is the first priority for every Muslim.
Prayers that Ali says were allowed for years.
So the supervisors were convened to a meeting and they were told that a policy has changed, that there would be no prayer accommodation for any employees anymore.
In a statement to 9 News, Cargill denies the workers' claims, saying, quote, "At no time did Cargill prevent people from prayer at Fort Morgan, nor have we changed policies related to religious accommodation and attendance."
They completely say no, nobody would go.
Cargill maintains the reason the workers were fired was for violating a company rule that says you can't miss 3 days of work with no explanation.
We can stay without a job, but we cannot stay without a prayer.
As for Ali and the workers, they say all they can do now is apply for unemployment and hope that one day they'll get their jobs back.
It is just simply we want the job and they have the job, but we still want to be able to pray.
Nick McGill, 9 News.
Federal law states all employers must provide reasonable accommodation for employee religious practice as long as it doesn't create an undue hardship on the business. The workers are trying to work out an agreement with Cargill to reapply for their jobs.
I'm the leading state sponsor of terrorism.